Welcome, everyone.
哇，好可爱
I
哦！
see you've already met some of the many beasts we study in this class. Though be advised, none of these creatures should be taken lightly. They are all in their own way dangerous, especially if one does not know how to handle them properly. Now, it seems many of you are out of practice. Let's take some time to review the basics of how to care for a beast, shall we? Miss Sweeting, would you please assist our new student with the lesson today?
Yes, Professor Howen. Hello, I'm Poppy Sweeting.
嗨，
Don't worry about Professor Howen's speech. She over-exaggerates sometimes. All the beasts in class are perfectly safe. Oh!
Miss
Waka.
Sweeting, pay attention, please. The tongue of a puffskein can be a slippery devil.
Yes, Professor.
感觉有奇妙的性癖，怎么办？
Here, you can practice on Gerald. Just keep an eye out for his tongue.
刮胡笑。
What do you suppose the pellets taste like to Gerald? Pudding, I like to think.
真的吗？
I think we can safely say that Gerald likes you.
That's good news. He seems very nice.
He is. Kindness is one of his best qualities, right after ambition. And cleanliness.
Good work, everyone. Now, let's make our way to the pens and select another beast. And please, do be careful as you feed and groom them. Miss Sweeting, why don't you show our new student to the Neasels in the farthest pen?
吃尾猫。
This way. The Neasels are over here.
哇，我已经开始确定这个制作组的那个特性了，都是猫派。
Couple of knees or whiskers ought to get me a few canuts at least. Enough to buy something from Honeydukes.
尬笑。
Stupid thing.
他在干嘛？
What in Merlin's name are you doing?
Tus peculiar Poppy. Worried about a worthless little rodent.
Her name is Persephone.
Her name is Persephone.
揍他！
That's really not funny.
哇塞，我英雄救美呢！
Let's go.
哇，他有点僵硬。
Those two don't belong anywhere near this class. Poachers in training. Persephone was onto them instantly. Thank you for your help. Let's carry on. Feed and brush the Neasels just as you did with Gerald.
好，来。喵喵喵喵喵
The Neasels really took to you. They know a good egg when they
喵
see
喵喵喵
one.
干嘛？你也是骑兽
As
是不
do
是？
I.
哎，就这样，
Over here.
干嘛？
Do you need something, Poppy?
Thank you again for saying something to those brutes so that I didn't have to. You were an augury at noon in the desert.
I certainly hope that's a good thing.
It's something my gran and I say. It means that something or someone is a welcome surprise. At least, that's what we decided it meant.
I couldn't stand there and watch them harm the poor thing.
We're of a similar mind. Actually, in light of that, there's someone I'd like you to meet
哦
in，the forest.
谁？听起来真有趣啊
I'm not sure.
我按错了，
What's
不好意
this
思
all。about?
You'll see. I promise you have nothing to fear.
好，走，走吧。
I wouldn't take just anyone there. In fact, you're the first.
你会不会
Really? Well, thank you.
我就帮过你一次，
As I
这样子
said,
就这
you
样
think
这样子就
alike.
把我带去你的
As
秘
a
密地方，
surprise.
这样会不会太快了？我觉得有点太快了。
Quite the weather we're having, don't you
嗯，
think?
开始讲起天气了呢。
Poppy,
嗯，
where are you taking me?
It really is much better if I just show you. Don't worry, we're nearly there.
我看我要去钻那个巴哈的 mod， 不然卡成这样真的是什么东西？是什么？
Stand back.
哦， 是狮鹫是不是？
Please meet Highwing. Isn't she just magnificent?
哇，好可爱哦！
Go on, introduce yourself to her. But be careful. You must always show hippogriffs the proper courtesy before you approach them.
好。鞠躬啊！此之礼貌的狮鹫。
I knew it. I don't think I've ever seen a hippogriff take to someone this quickly. You can feed and brush her if you'd like. I
好，
come and check on her every once in a while.
嗯，
Bring her pasties, tell her what's going on in the castle.
是只
You
母的
wouldn't，know from looking at her, but she's a dreadful busybody.
真的假的？怎么多管闲事？刷毛刷毛啊！好爽的样子，就送哎、
So, what did you think of Highwing?
很可爱，很可爱，他很厉害。
I thought she was brilliant. Can't believe you introduced me to her.
I suspected you two might get along.
Are you the reason students have been seeing hippogriffs flying above the Forbidden Forest?
Perhaps. Did you know that once you earn a hippogriff's trust, they'll always be there for you? I've seen it firsthand with her.
How exactly did you and Highwing cross paths?
It's a longer story, but I rescued her from poachers a few years back. Got her to safety and, well, she was fine until recently. You may have noticed that poachers are something of a problem in the area, so I worry they could get her again. And I might not be there next time.
Professor Howin mentioned the poachers as well. She seemed to imply that we couldn't rely on the ministry to help.
I don't often agree with Professor Howin, but on that, I fear she's right. The poachers' influence is growing. I see them every day in the village, lingering, talking to people. They're up to something. I'm just not sure what.
不是，这感觉很可疑，那感觉不像是犯罪，就是一脸偷窃者，还是不是？他是一脸，我是偷窃者还是怎么样？就是你怎么知道他就是在路上讨论一些阴谋呢？如果是这样的话，为什么就不直接抓起来？我不懂，感觉很可疑。
That does seem strange. Sounds as if they're planning something.
Exactly. I think I'm going to look into it. Find out what's going on, what they're doing.
调查一下比较好，我不要偷猎者很危险，我不要偷猎者很危险，不要带上我。好了，调查一下比较好
I。think that's a fine idea. Information is power.
And the more I know, the better I can keep Highwing safe.
You seem undeterred. Will you let me know what you find out?
Oh, very well. I will. I should be going, but we'll speak again soon, I hope.
Highwing's fine. I'm keeping an eye on her. She's safe, Poppy, I promise.
Good. Whatever the poachers are up to, I want Highwing far from it.
You said you had news about the poachers, and that some of it had to do with me.
It did. I overheard them talking in the Hogshead, and did you know that they have orders from Victor Rookwood to capture you on sight?
大家都知道洛克
Does
我要
this
抓
have
我，
anything to do with Rookwood and Harlow coming for you in the Three Broomsticks after the troll attack?
It does, somewhat. But at the moment, I'm more concerned about what else you heard the poachers are up to.
Fair enough. But I hope you'll let me know if I can be of help, especially after what you did for Highwing. Does the name Horntail Hall mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not. Why? What is it?
The poacher's best kept secret, apparently. The name came up twice, but they never went into detail. I also overheard one of them bragging about all the gold they're making, at the expense of innocent creatures, undoubtedly. The poachers spoke of this area, and I thought if we searched around a bit, it might give us clues as to what they're doing. If you ever meet my gran, this trip never happened.
那感觉很可疑。好了，我会帮你保守一个秘
Not to
密。
worry, Poppy. If I ever meet your gran,
我
I
怎么
shall
会
not
遇到你的
speak a word
grandma
of
呢？
this.
I normally tell her everything. She might be my best friend after hiring, but she knows how I feel about the poachers. I think she worries I'll do something ill-advised.
Whatever gave her that idea?
A centaur. Tread carefully.
我看我救过好几只人马。
An entire castle to roam, yet you choose to wander here.
Please, we don't want any trouble. We're simply passing through.
Do you take us for fools? That we do not notice more and more of your kind around here, in league with the poachers?
We aren't involved with them. If anything, we want to see them stopped.
I hope for your sake that is true. Our kind is swiftly losing patience with the poachers and those they work with.
啊，不管是哪里的人马，都感觉很不友善
Could。have gone worse. Centaurs aren't exactly fans of wizard kind, and the poachers aren't helping
也是啊
matters.
这样子
But why would
是
you
我
think
也
that we
友善
had
不起
anything
来
to。do with poachers?
I did notice the poachers talking with a few villagers in Hogsmeade. I'm not sure why. Perhaps that's why the centaurs are suspicious.
Revelio.
哇，
That's the third time I've seen a dugbog behave that violently.
It seems that a lot of beasts have been more aggressive than usual lately.
I've noticed that too.
那不是
It's almost
生物
like
链
there's
吗？
something in the water. This is odd.
What is it?
Not entirely sure, but look around. If the poachers were here, perhaps we can find out why.
哇，
Anything interesting?
那个妖精
Poachers were here. All sorts of evidence. But I found something else. It's goblin made.
I found goblin armor. Let's keep searching, but carefully. Merlin only knows what's going on here.
然后走，
I don't have a good feeling about this.
等一下会有一场大战，想也知道。
How do goblin and poacher interests align?
利益吧。
Look, down there.
Definitely poachers. No creatures though. So what are they doing out here?
Let's take a closer look.
好，走。
They won't be happy to see us. Should we use disillusionment? Or perhaps a less discreet approach?
好，
Hard to say from up here. Let's get a better lay of the land.
Merlin, you'd think they were guarding the Minister for Magic himself. What is going on here?
Only one way to find out.
进入。都不怕里面有人。
What in Merlin's name?
Are those dragons?
啊？原来刚刚看的是龙的骨头啊！啊，这个动画可以再那个一点。
It's a dragon fighting ring. This is Horntail Hall.
The name makes sense now, and secrecy.
No wonder the poachers were in Hogsmeade so much. Likely taking bets and spreading the word. Given how crowded it is here, how could they possibly enjoy this? The centaurs have every right to be disgusted with wizard kind. There must be more dragons here. The poachers are far too greedy to run a fighting ring with only 2 dragons. We should take advantage of most eyes being in the fight and look around. But be discreet. You especially can't afford to be spotted.
我要怎么悄悄的？这样悄悄吗？
To the next and quiet.
Lost me. Always got me wits about me.
Did you hear those goblins? Ramrock and the poachers must be working together.
Poppy, something's going on behind you.
不是你为
What's
什么
going
要
on down there?
你为什么要这样？哇，虐龙啊！
They must have only just captured her. She's putting up quite a fight.
Not a fair one, though. Not with her chained up like that.
Let's
你还
eat
跟人
the
家
frog,
讲
shall
废
we?
哦？
Revelio.
They've got a dragon egg. Hebridean from the looks of it. We can't leave it here, not with the plans they likely have for it.
你为什么要这么大声讲话？啊，看起来好好吃的样子哦，怎么会这样？
All right, I have the egg.
那怎么办？
The element of surprise will only buy us a few seconds.
Let's make them count. Accio.
龙龙，你要当乖龙龙哦。
This may have been a bad idea.
I suppose we'll find out.
揍他龙龙！不是，我为什么会站着看呢？为什么我有保护罩嘞？是谁帮我保护罩？ Incendio. No, you are free.
This way.
呼吸困难。我会收
That
服
was
龙
a
龙吗？
Hebridean black.
I'm guessing the egg we have belongs to that dragon.
I don't think she knew they had her egg. She wouldn't have left without it.
What now? She didn't exactly leave us a calling card.
I don't know. Nothing about this day was
天啊，主角好有趣
expected.
哦！
Goblins and definitely not the fighting ring. The last thing I planned on was a dragon egg. And the poachers saw us, which cannot be good.
如果我们把这颗蛋留下了呢？
Since the dragon we freed flew off, does that mean we get to keep the egg?
I'd much rather we have it than the poachers, at least for now. But I don't think we should keep it indefinitely. It'll be hard hiding something like this from Professor Weasley for long.
天啊，卫斯理是那个什么无所不知吗？
Should we expect trouble from the poachers, given the trouble we just caused?
It would be foolish not to expect it. They're not a forgiving lot. I'm sorry to say that you likely have a larger target on your back now because of what we just did.
嗯哼，好啦，那我们先离开这里再说吧。之后的事情之后再讲。
We aren't helping ourselves standing here. Let's get to safety. We can sort this out later.
You're right. If there's anything the poachers are good at, it's tracking their prey. And right now, we're it. Be careful, won't you? I shall see you back at the castle.
Hi, Puppy.
This is a change of pace from our last outing.
Don't remind me. The thought of that tent still makes my blood boil. I've been thinking about those poor dragons in the fighting ring. The collars they were wearing. I don't think the dragon we set free was wearing a collar, but we should check. And if we can find her, we can
哦，
return
对
her
哦，还有
egg.
那颗蛋，我们应该去看看他的情况。我们去看看他的
That's a
情
good
况吧
idea.。We need to see this through.
I'll start looking into it right away. I'll let you know when I have news of her location.
OK，又要等了。每个人都爱约晚上，哎，晚上好做事是不是？
I didn't keep you waiting, did I?
Not at all. I was just at the post office. Gran told me to expect a package, but it looks as if she forgot to send it. She didn't send me an owl this week either. Perhaps she's busy with her research.
你祖母原本是要寄什么东
What
西
was
给
she
你啊？
sending you?
Only some feed she's been developing. I was going to give it to Professor Howin for the measles.
哦，原本在研究什
What
么？
kind of research is she doing?
It varies from week to week, but it's always to do with creatures. Last week she was studying leg knots in Plimpies.
哈？你说你有关于巨龙的消
Did you
息？
find out about the dragon you were tracking?
I realised that she didn't know the poachers had her egg, so when she left Horntail Hall, she would have headed straight to her nest. I
呵，
went back to the tent and tracked her
这么
flight.
强哦？你是怎么追查到
How
巨
do
龙
you
下
track
落
a
啊？
dragon long after she's gone?
Tree canopies, burn marks, things like that.
看来是观察大师呢，做得好。
Well done. You certainly know what you're doing.
I can't be certain, but I have an idea of one place she may have been heading. I thought we might go and see it for ourselves.
Of course. Shall we leave now?
If that's all right, I want to see how she's faring if she had a collar on. And she's likely frantic about her egg.
那他回去自己的巢穴发现没有蛋，他不会出来找吗？我不知道哎。
Here we are. I do think this is where we'll find her. The terrain's typical of where the breed would nest. I suspect it's how the poachers found her to begin with. They likely camped here and logged her patterns. Perhaps nabbed her first and then her egg. Dragons are hard enough to wrangle, let alone maternal ones.
You got all of that from simply standing here?
You'd be surprised how easy it is to think like a poacher. Shall we see if she's home? We only need to return her egg.
听起来很容易，感觉很危险，感觉很危险。
You're making this sound simple, but this is a dragon after all.
Hebrideans can be aggressive, but they're also clever. She caught on quickly enough when you showed her how to escape the tent. She'll understand why we're here once she sees her egg. Then we can be finished with the poachers once and for all.
真的假的？我们为什么不把蛋留着，
I don't
自己吃
suppose
啊？
you've thought about keeping
现在
it,
缺
have
蛋
you?
呢。
No, it belongs to her. Keeping it will make me just as bad as the poachers.
我们具体要把蛋拿到哪去啊？
If you're right about finding her here, how do we go about returning the egg?
Her nest will likely be in the heart of her den, which she will be keeping guard over. It might also be more charred than anywhere else, I imagine.
这么好找到，难怪会被盗猎者盗。那我们去找
Well
吧。
then, let's find our dragon and return her egg.
Wonderful. If she sees us flying about, she might take it as a sign of aggression or food. We should stay on foot. Let's not agitate her. Goodness knows she's been through enough already. I'm ready when you are.
哇，现在就听到龙的声音了呢。
There she is, above us. She did make it home safely. Oh, good. It looks as if she wasn't collared like the other dragons.
他没有看到母吗？也是啦，我们也不会注意地上的蚂蚁。
Poor thing must be worried sick, wondering what happened to her egg.
我看等下就要有
For
人
what
了
it's。worth, she doesn't seem to have spotted us yet.
Let's hope it stays that way. At least until we've
啊，
done
这
what we
竟然
came
是
to
狼
do.
啊！
Wonder how many they brought to capture her. At least
Revelio. There she is again.
哎，
she's breathtaking.
From a distance. Reparo.
Fantastic. I wonder how good her eyesight is.
I beg your pardon.
不好意思，
I don't imagine the poachers fed her well. And from a distance, we probably look exactly like sheep to her.
你为什么要讲
Hebrideans？love sheep.
How lucky for us.
你的意思是说我们是他的食物吗？不要讲这么不吉利的话吧。
Watch your step.
哇，我这么绅士哦。啊，也是啊。
Pity.
You
She
see-
must have been starved to pick off a graphorn.
哈
Or just raring for a fight.
啊，好可怜哦。虽然我觉得他没有很好看，可是啊，也是啊，算了，这是生物链啊，这没什么好可怜的。不过这里的直角兽怎么那么小只？我的直角兽怎么那么大只？
Quiet. What was that?
嗯。看来我们要被大羊了啊！
Oh, there's no turning back now.
那怎么办？越过巨龙，靠近巢穴。我看一下啊，啊，跟着他跑是不是
Over
？OK，
here.
Wait here. I'll run ahead.
Whenever you're ready, I'll follow your lead.
哈，
I'll draw her attention. Follow when it's safe.
这样子，快跑，快跑，快跑！再见，再见，再见。然后嘞，
Watch out. It's her domain. She'll make sure we know it.
嘿，
Keep at it. We've just got to make it to the nest.
She's making it easy.
这里哦，
Not a warm welcome.
It's a little too warm, if you ask me.
太温暖啊！
I don't suppose she listened to reason.
I'd normally try, but we're well past that. Get to that opening below her.
好，1、2、3，
If we can get to that, we can get to the nest.
可是他现在看起来对我们非常的那个呢。
Look, underneath her. I think we're close.
好了，我可不可以走快一点？大哥，我可不可以走快一点？
She's leaving. Quickly.
Brilliant.
Why is every bridge here broken?
就是要让你修啊。哎，
Now, if we just return her egg, we can hopefully make it out without too much fuss.
我看他很想跟我们打的样子，放蛋。哇，好紫哦！卖手气，卖手气。We are 好朋友。不是怎么会想上手摸呢？我不懂。果然是非常喜欢奇兽的人呢。好吃。
That was brilliant. And did you see how clever? She left us perfectly unharmed.
人们不懂欣赏生物的美好，他还想要杀掉我们。好了，我们不要泼他冷水了。
Creatures are a lot cleverer than most people realize.
That's what Gran always says. The important thing is that we survived it, and we returned her egg. Thank you for doing this with me. Wouldn't blame you one bit if you wanted to head back to the castle and never
没
think
办法，
about
我要把你的
dragons
直线
again.
截掉。那我们可以走了。
I can't believe any of what just happened.
Still taking it all in.
不，我准备好出发了。
No, I think I'm ready to leave if you are.
I am. After our dragon rescue at Hauntow Hall, I half expect to be ambushed by poachers any time I'm not in the castle.
Understandable. We did sabotage their fighting ring and steal a dragon egg from them.
True. So why haven't they come after us? It's not like them to let things lie. Unless
what?
Unless they haven't let things lie. Oh no, I can't believe I didn't see it. We need to leave. I need to send an owl. Oh good, you're safe.
啊，我们不是一起回来吗？
There you are. You were in such a state when you left.
The poachers got to my gran. Someone recognized me in Hauntow Hall and they got to her.
你这么
What do
有
you
名
mean?，Is she alright?
She's fine, thank goodness. But they were at her house, our house. They assumed I'd sent the egg there. She said they took the whole place apart looking for it, screaming that we'd cost them everything.
但一切都会没事的。我很遗憾，帕比。我很遗憾。
I'm sorry, Poppy. I'm glad she's alright. I don't think either one of us could have anticipated that.
I should have known. I underestimated the poachers. And now another creature's in danger.
What do you mean?
The poachers refused to leave empty-handed, so they took valuable journals that Gran had discovered when she was researching rare creatures. One of them contained theories about a secret hiding place of the Snidget, long thought to be extinct.
天哪，金探鸟是什么？
Exactly what kind of creature is a Snidget?
It's a small bird with golden feathers. It's incredible. It has rotational wings that allow it to dart quickly in any direction. In fact, the golden snitch in Quidditch is based on the Snidget, which barbarically was actually used in the sport hundreds of years ago.
难怪人家要绝种。为什么偷猎者这么在乎金碳
Why
鸟？
would snidgets be valuable to poachers?
因为绝
They
种
could
啊。
make more money with Snidgets than they ever would have fighting dragons. The golden Snidget's feathers and eyes are incredibly valuable. That's why they're believed to be extinct. They were hunted out of existence by wizard kind. If the poachers found some now, I can't bear to think about the horrific way they'd be bred and killed for profit.
日志里提到的金碳鸟在
Where
哪里？
exactly are these snidgets allegedly hidden?
Gran says the journals were a bit cryptic, which is good. Perhaps the poachers won't be clever enough to find the birds. From what she recalls, the journals only noted that the key to finding them lay in the moonlight. Gran thinks it can be narrowed down to a handful of locations.
所以写秘密的时候要写的复杂一点啊，让人家看不懂啊。我总感觉你想要找到那只生物，
I take it you aren't going to let the poachers anywhere near the snidgets.
Gran wants me to stay out of it.
这不是
But I know
理
she's
所当然吗？
devastated that poachers might go after the Snidgets, if they still exist. We had the element of surprise on our side when we saved that dragon. But the poachers will be watching for us now.
We need allies. Others who hate the poachers enough to help us, who value creatures as much as...
Merlin's beard! You're a genius! The centaurs! They'd want the Snidgets protected at all costs.
哼，人马敌太长，可能无法帮忙。去找他谈谈吧。
Sounds as if we need to go and talk to the centaurs.
We'll need to be careful in how we approach them. Tensions with them are high. Still, I think they may be our only hope. Let me think on it. I think I know how and where to approach the centaurs about protecting the Snidgets. Meet me in the Forbidden Forest.
OK， 不愧是帕比啊，来吧。
I can do this. I can do this. They will want to help.
来吧。
Is this where we're meeting the centaurs?
Well, they don't exactly know we're coming, so it's less of a meeting and more of a surprise.
确定不会
I
刺激到
suppose.
他们吗？他们会理解的，他们不会喜欢这样的。
I'm not sure about this. I can't imagine they're fond of being surprised.
We don't have a choice if we want to help the Snidgets. Perhaps they'll be able to tell that we're sincere. There's something about them that's so knowing. It's almost unnerving.
人马是出了名有智慧，人马剑士跟我们其他人大同小异啊。人马有出了名智慧吗？我是不晓得啦。我决定凑一下人马。
I hope they can tell we're sincere, but Poppy, centaurs are just centaurs. They can't read your mind any better than I could.
Perhaps you're right. It's just... Never mind.
What is it?
It's nothing, truly.
怎样？
We've
有
no
话快讲。
secrets to hide.
That's right. We'll simply be honest with them about what we're trying to do. They'll have to help us, won't they?
Yes, of course. You're absolutely right. We'll meet with them, tell them about the Snidgets, and I'm sure to all be fine.
我是突然被打断吗？好哦，惊喜来喽！哇，帕比看起来很爽。
What do you think you're doing here, humans?
Please! We were hoping to speak with you.
Ah, I suppose you'd like a tale for your friends of the time you spoke to a centaur and it spoke back.
No, never. We're here because we need your help.
Enough! You made a grave error in judgment in coming
怎么
here,
没有
little
母的人马
witch.？
Leave them be, Alec. We do not harm the young. It is not our way.
You forget your place, old fool. I'm the leader of this herd, and while you cling to our way, their kind continue to slaughter beasts like us without a care.
From what I can see, they have slaughtered no one. They will leave here unharmed.
Mark my words, Doran. If I ever see them again, it will be all 3 of your heads.
看来我们交流的不是很顺利啊。
Foolish children. Do you know what happens to wizards who wander here? Now, follow me before
Golden
I...
Snidgets are still alive, and the poachers are after them. They know that the key to finding them lies in the moonlight, but they don't know what that means, yet. Please help us find the Snidgets before the poachers do.
我一脸看
Could it be?
刚刚我的表情超好
In the
笑。
south, there is a cave within which lies what the poachers seek. A moonstone. Retrieve it and place it in the henge in the forest. I, on the other hand, must go speak with the herd. Find me after you have done this.
I don't understand.
哎，
So the moonlight mentioned in the journal doesn't refer to actual moonlight, but to a moonstone. What do moonstones have to do with Snidgets? And why was he so certain about where we could find one?
对啊，因为常识不常见吗？
Isn't Moonstone all around us? Why retrieve one from a cave?
Knowing centaurs, I suspect he's referring to a specific moonstone. We'll likely know it when we see it.
我信任他人马知识，到底人马知识渊博，到底是有没有之前有没有提到过？他搞神秘到让人受不了。我想选这个。
He could have been a bit clearer, or stayed a moment and answered our questions.
Centaurs can be cryptic. Gran says no one talks more in circles.
难怪我
than
们
a
彼此间有
centaur.
误会。
It is a shame how quickly he left. What was his name? Doran.
That's what the leader of the herd called him.
Well, if Doran knows something we don't, I'd rather act now and ask questions later. I can head to the library and start looking into the cave he mentioned. I'll let you know what I find. You made it.
啊，我办到了什么？
I take it this means you had some luck at the library?
It took a few hours and some eye-watering maps, but I think this might be the cave Doran told us about.
Impressive. Especially with how little information he gave us.
Well, I'm still not sure this is the cave, but it did seem the most promising. I stumbled across some folklore about a cave in the area that people avoid. Seemed the perfect place to hide something of value. It's a bit of a leap, I confess, but might a mysterious item such as a special moonstone be hidden in an equally mysterious cave? I think I'm desperate for anything at this point.
为什么大家要刻意避开嘞？
Did you discover why people avoid this cave?
Ridiculous, really. Rumour was that the cave drove people mad. I couldn't find any account by someone who had been in the cave, though. So either it is a rumour, or anyone who went in wasn't in any state to speak of it afterwards.
好刻意哦。我们在这神秘洞去
While
试
we're
试看
here,
看吧
we。might as well have a look.
Agreed. I wonder if you'd go blind from staring directly at a moonstone.
会吗？会瞎掉吗？月长石花园。
You don't think the rumors about the cave are true, do you?
I suppose we'll find out, won't we?
又怎么了？吓我一跳！突然这样子，
Whoopers.
I beg your pardon?
This must be how the rumor about the cave started. The Whooper's song is said to drive anyone who hears it mad.
真的假的？我养过好几只呢。
If the moonstone is here and so are Whoopers, I wonder if it's being protected. Look, where the water's bubbling. How odd.
Should we take a closer look?
You read my mind.
Revelio.
哇，这种形式的洞穴也蛮不错的。
Merlin, it's even more beautiful close up. It's got to be here. I just know it.
Confirm.
Given what Whoopers are known to do, I never thought I'd be so happy to see this many of them.
I don't know. I've been listening to them for a while now, and I'm starting to lose my mind.
真的吗？
Revelio.
Very funny. I was just thinking how it's proof that poachers haven't been here, assuming this is where the Moonstone is. Which means we're one step ahead of them. We found it! It's like staring directly at the moon.
哦，学者的月长石，哪个学者？
Well, we found what we came for. Now we just need to bring it to the henge.
好吧。
Well done, Poppy. This did end up being the right cave after all.
A good thing, too. We need every advantage over the poachers if we're to get to the Snidgets first. We should do as Doran suggested and bring the Moonstone to the henge.
好，走吧。
Shall we?
We shall. If we leave now, we should make it there by nightfall. That's the henge, precisely where Doran said it would be. But now that we're here, I'm not entirely sure how to feel. We knew we were at the cave for the Moonstone, but Doran didn't tell us what to expect when we placed the stone in the henge.
我并不觉得这有危险，这最好跟金蛋人有关。好酸哦，这最好跟金蛋人有关哦。
Whatever it is, it had better have to do with Snidgets.
The clock is ticking in that regard, isn't it? Let's make our way down. We're nearly at the end of this. I think that's it over there.
好，走。哇，用飞的是不是？哎，不行飞。
How's your gran doing, by the way?
Nothing keeps Gran down. She set up a caterwauling charm and threatened to make a coat out of the next poacher that set foot on her doorstep. I still feel terrible that I'm the reason they went there.
哇，他比
Surely
没有要
she'll
跟
be
我。
pleased you've gone after the Snidgets.
I hope so.
哦，在这里。
Gran understands how important it is to protect those who need it.
刚好这里有一个洞给我，
Simply say we know where the
给我们
Moonstone
镶
goes.
进去啊。他真的是丑萌丑萌的。糟糕，我觉得这个氛围怎么这么像约会？
Oh. That was a mooncalf dance. Do you know how rare it is to see even one? They only ever happen under a full moon. Though I suppose the Moonstone allowed it to happen now.
Is the pattern they left behind on the ground normal?
All part of the dance. No one pattern is ever the same, though. We'll need to draw this one to get a better sense of it. Can't wait to tell Gran that I've managed to see not one, but 2 mooncalf dances. She'll be jealous.
You've seen this before?
It was pure luck the first time. I was on High Wing, or I'd never have spotted it. It was the night I...
怎么了？
Well, the night I met High Wing, actually I got...
你似乎犹豫了，不用告诉我。可是我想听听看，我想
I'd
听听
love to
看。
hear about how you and Highwing met.
I'd actually like you to know. About 5 years ago, High Wing had been captured by poachers. At first, they planned to sell her, but soon decided they wanted to kill her instead. More money, I suppose. I'd finally had enough. I freed High Wing and we ran. We'd flown for ages when I spotted mooncalves dancing below and we landed to watch them. It felt like an omen. A good one. A sign that the worst was over.
What do you mean you'd had enough and the worst was over?
You see, the night I freed High Wing was also the night I ran away from home. A poacher camp. I come from a family of poachers.
哦，真是太糟糕了。
Merlin? I don't know what to say, Poppy. I can't imagine what that must have been like for you.
I never fitted in. But the older I got, the more apparent it became.
那为什么你外婆
Gran
是？
tried for years to convince my parents to let me live with her. Suffice it to say, when I left with High Wing, I flew straight for her house.
How brave. I'm glad you escaped.
So am I. There were so many creatures I was unable to help when I was younger. Now that's all I want to do.
你没有办法拯救所有生物，你会成功的。 虽然很想说没有办法成功，但是我们就要给年轻人一个鼓励啊！你会成功的。
From everything I've seen, you're doing precisely that.
I've had a bit of help. I've never told anyone any of this, but I'm glad that you know. It's nice to have someone to talk about it with.
你跟偷猎者一起长大的感觉如何？我觉得很奇怪，为什么他祖母是就是我已经忘记他祖母做什么，反正就是应该也是保护奇兽的职业吧。可是他爸妈怎么会变成这样？这到底是怎么回事？
What was it like growing up in a family of poachers?
The thing I remember most was how much we moved around, always chasing the next big kill. It was chaotic and dangerous and nowhere a child should ever grow up.
你父母知道你被知道你破坏偷猎者行动的事吗？
Do your parents know about the things you do now? Saving that dragon from the fighting ring, for instance.
We don't speak, or rather, they don't speak to me. Last I heard, they were in Borneo trying to make their fortunes there, acromantulas. However, I wouldn't be surprised if word has got back to them. Some days a part of me hopes that it has. Now that I'm older, I wish I could talk to them, get them to see sense. But sadly, I suspect that wouldn't do any good.
想要八眼巨猪，我有一条支线是关于八眼巨猪的，不知道他们两个有没有关系？你会担心被偷猎者认出来吗？
We were around so many poachers in the tent. Were you not worried about being recognized?
Poachers are nomadic, and most of the ones in the area aren't any I'd grown up with. That said, I suspect someone must have recognized me. That's how they got to Gran.
还是觉得你们的之间的关系非常的奇妙。感谢你
I'm
信任
glad
我
you。told me.
We should get back to Doran. He'll need to see the symbol, and we've got poachers to beat. If you collect the moonstone, I can make a quick drawing of the symbol for Doran.
好，我还把它拔下来，是不是？
Are you finished with the drawing?
Just barely. I think the pattern's a bird. At least that's what it looks like.
Didn't the journal say the key to finding the Snidget lies in the moonlight?
Of course. That's it. We need to show this to Doran. Not that I'd know where to find him at this hour. Perhaps we should head back to the castle and we can track him down after a good night's sleep.
好。不过
Agreed. I'm ready to leave if you are.
他祖母既然健在的话，我们为什么不就是直接问他祖母最快呢？
I think I know where we can find Doran. Meet me in the Forbidden Forest and we can tell him about the symbol the Mooncalves made.
好，虽然你从我旁边经过，非常的出戏。
And you say they made it after you placed the moonstone?
Do you know why or what it means? Does it have to do with the Snidgets?
The breadth of one's knowledge can be as wide as the seas, and yet only run so deep.
趁机呛一下，是不是？朵兰。
It's good to see you again, Doran. Did Poppy tell you about everything that's happened?
She did, and I am glad to see that you are both safely returned. I did question the wisdom of sending you on a path at a time when that path was unknown at best, deadly at worst. But the acumen of the centaurs is neither personal nor partial. The skies tell us what is to come, and often we do not know what we have seen until it has come to pass.
You knew the poachers would try and kill Poppy and me.
I did not know, my young friend, but I shall say that I was not surprised. It was in much the same manner that I expected our first meeting.
I don't suppose you'd like to start from the beginning. I think Poppy and I could use that.
Of course. I find it is often the best place to start, is it not? Many, many moons ago, I divined a series of events. Their meaning long evaded me, until you brought news of the Snidgets and their poacher pursuers. I believe the symbol created by the Mooncalves dance marks the place the Snidgets are hidden. And serendipitously, I believe that I know the very place.
Please, go on.
I have seen that symbol only once, on a rock face in the cliffs of the forest. You should make haste there. The snidgets that have been kept there for so many years may no longer be safe.
你在信箱中具体看到了什么啊
You said you divined a series of events before our paths crossed. What were they?
I saw the arrival of a stranger, the threat of an enemy, and the return of an old friend. I believe now that you are the strangers, the poachers are the enemy, and the old friends are the snidgets. I also saw two places tied to these events: the cave with the moonstone and the henge. The latter was bathed in moonlight.
你怎么知道符号代表着金叹鸟的所在
What makes you so sure the symbol is where the snidgets are?
I do not know. It is what I have read in the stars. Fortunes play out as they are intended. I am merely a messenger. I shall say that fortune favors us today. That you would show me a symbol whose provenance I recognize is not coincidence, but fate.
好吧
If you're right about this place, then we should make our way there.
I shall see you there. We cannot afford to lose the snidgets once again.
那我们是不是应该要多派几个人啊
I got here as soon as I could.
Did you see the symbol above the entrance? It's the one the mooncalfs made at the henge. Of course Doran implied as much, but to see it up there...
Could this actually be where the snidgets are hidden?
Let's find out. Doran's waiting for us just up ahead.
I'm ready if you are.
哪里
Can you
哦那
believe
个哦
it? Actual snidgets. I'm glad we seem to be a step ahead of the poachers.
It is a little strange we haven't heard anything from them.
If we're lucky, they're still poring over Gran's research. There was a fair amount. We, on the other hand, had Doran to guide us. Even if the poachers do somehow stumble upon this place, we shall be long gone.
Revelio.
我还是只有一个疑问，为什么不直接问祖母？嗨，多兰，
Greetings.
I hope we haven't kept you waiting long, Doran.
Not at all. Then again, it is not I who awaits your arrival. Do you have the moonstone with you?
We do.
Good. It is as important to what happens next as both of you are.
So, what does happen next? What are these pillars here?
A safeguard, I suspect. There is only one way to find out. And as for how to go about that, the two of you may know better than anyone.
真的假的？来，嗯哼，好，
That did it! Look, Doran, a doorway.
I suspect we all know what lies beyond that passage. And now, I'm afraid I must leave you.
Why？
At least for a time.
You're not coming in with us.
对啊，
If the snidgets are here, the herd will want to see the truth of it for themselves. Alec especially. Go on without me. I will rejoin as soon as I am able.
好吧，看来他要最后才登场。
Revelio.
Look at the murals on the wall. They're all creatures.
嗯，
This place must have been built to protect them. They had nothing to fear.
So many. What makes you say that?
The poacher camps always felt oppressive. It's hard to explain, but the feeling was palpable. At least to me. The sense I get here is of safety and calm. Quite the opposite of the poacher camps.
是
Whoever built this place certainly liked to read.
And the books are all about creatures.
Your gran would love it here.
She would. I can't wait to tell her all about it. Of course. How clever. Look at this place.
Revelio.
What was that?
Not Doran, that's for certain.
Stop right there!
哦，
Ready your wands. The fight has only just.
刚刚那个被砍掉了。
Shall we finish what you ready?
I think that was all of them.
Are the two of you unharmed? I had hoped to return before it was too late.
We're fine, but if you hadn't got here when you did, I led them here, Doran.
Revelio.
You fought with us against your kind. I am glad to have witnessed this. I now believe all that Doran told me.
They are the ones I saw.
Finish your work here, brother. All the events you divined have not yet come to pass.
好。
There they are. Now, all that remains is to break the charm.
好。
You want us to... I only ever wanted to see them safe, which they are. You should do it.
大家都让来让去的。啊，也太抠追了吧！
Merlin, they're lovely. But what happens now? They can't care for themselves, and
对啊，
surely once
你
word
们都
gets
没有
out
想
of
吗？
their reappearance...
No harm will come to them. The centaurs will see to that. You have my word.
Thank you, Doran, for helping us to find them and to fight for them.
It is you who deserves the merit, child. You did what the poachers would never have. Remember that. You both fought brave.
我的裙子卡住了啦。
Allow us to carry the mantle from here.
If it's all right, Doran, I think I'd like to stay behind and spend a little more time with the Snidgets. Just the person I was hoping to see.
干嘛？
I see Doran finally convinced you to leave the Snidgets.
If anyone can keep them out of poacher hands, it's the centaurs. And I wanted to thank you. When the poachers ambushed us, it was nice not to face them alone.
我很乐意帮助朋友，我很乐意好好教训一下投猎者。你看 ，we are friends 啊。
Of course. It's the sort of thing friends do for each other, isn't it?
I suppose so. I am glad you came to Hogwarts. It's already been my best year. I wouldn't want a repeat of Horntail Hall, of course, but I did enjoy the Three Broomsticks. Had no idea how lovely it was there.
Had you never been to the Three Broomsticks?
I used to spend most of my time with Highwing, and well, I don't know how Serona feels about hippogriffs popping in for a butterbeer.
不要
Highwing's the only
随便
one I
乱
would
喂
have。gone with. Or Gran, of course.
高毅是个很棒的伙伴，你应该多打交友圈。好啦，不会啊，有狗狗就好啦。
Nothing wrong with that. Highwing's good company.
She is. Although I am beginning to see the appeal of human friends.
干什么干
It
什
was
么？
nice to talk about my parents and Gran with someone. And share Highwing.
你有听说有关你父母的消息
I
吗？
don't suppose you've heard anything from your parents, have you?
I haven't, but I'm perfectly fine with that.
你有告诉祖母我们找到金汤鸟的事
Does your
吗？
gran know that we found the Snidgets?
I couldn't hold it in any longer. I told her everything. She was livid that I'd been anywhere near the poachers, but she confessed that she was rather envious about the Snidgets.
哦，把 Papi 小心惹上麻烦哦。
It has all been a pleasure, Poppy. Do try and stay out of trouble.
Don't know that I can. We've taken on poachers twice now, successfully. I rather think you've helped me develop a taste for it. And with centaurs as allies, I might actually go looking for trouble.
哈，这
You
这
and
中
I
的逻
should
辑
meet for a butterbeer soon. Perhaps Highwind can join us?
不是，我觉得我们还是不要让宠物乱吃东西。雀跃的帕比雀跃。